Welcome to News Nexus, where we explore the big stories shaping your life and your future. Today, we're diving into one of the most talked about topics in finance and technology, the digital dollar. Central Bank Digital Currencies, or CBDCs, are being discussed everywhere. But what is the digital dollar really? Why is it being considered? And most importantly, how could it change the way you live, work, spend, and save? Let's break it down clearly and see what this new form of money could mean for you. First, what exactly is a digital dollar? Simply put, it's a version of the US dollar that exists entirely in digital form, issued directly by the Federal Reserve. Unlike Bitcoin or other cryptocurrencies that are decentralized, the digital dollar would be centralized, tied to the value of the dollar, and fully controlled by the US government. Now you might be wondering, don't we already have digital payments through credit cards, PayPal, or mobile wallets? The difference is that those systems are built on top of the banking network. They're intermediaries that process transactions. A digital dollar, by contrast, would be money itself, sitting in a digital wallet on your phone, backed directly by the central bank. You wouldn't need a commercial bank account or a payment app to use it. So why introduce this new system? There are several reasons. First, speed and efficiency. Digital dollars could be transferred instantly, 24/7, without delays or clearing times. Second, financial inclusion. Millions of Americans remain unbanked, without easy access to traditional banks. A digital dollar could give them a safe and direct way to hold money. And third, global competition. China has already rolled out its own digital yuan, and many countries are racing ahead. If the US doesn't act, the dollar's global dominance could eventually weaken. But beyond efficiency and competition, a digital dollar would also give governments a new level of oversight. Every digital transaction could, in theory, be traceable. Unlike cash, which can be spent privately, digital money leaves a footprint. Supporters say this could help fight fraud, tax evasion, and even terrorism financing. Critics warn it could also erode privacy and open the door to government overreach. Here's where it gets even more interesting. Programmable money. Unlike cash, digital dollars could carry conditions. For example, stimulus checks could be programmed to only buy groceries or rent. Tax refunds could expire if unused. Emergency relief could be restricted to essential purchases. In theory, this makes economic policy more targeted. In practice, it raises serious questions. If money can be programmed, it can also be restricted. What happens if authorities decide to limit what you can or cannot spend on? Let's look at daily life under a digital dollar. Imagine your paycheck being deposited instantly into your government-issued wallet. At the store, you pay by scanning a simple code. No credit card fees, no pending transactions. Sending money abroad? It's instant, with no expensive wire transfer charges. For many, this sounds like progress. But consider the ripple effects. If people hold digital dollars directly in government wallets, commercial banks could lose deposits, making it harder for them to issue loans. That could reshape the entire banking industry. Will banks adapt and find new roles, or will the central bank design the system to keep them relevant? That's still up for debate. Privacy is another huge concern. Right now, banks and payment companies already collect data on your spending habits. With a digital dollar, that data could flow directly to government systems. Policymakers say safeguards could be put in place, but ultimately, digital money is easier to track than physical cash. Whether that's acceptable depends on how much privacy people are willing to give up. Security is another question. Even the best digital systems are vulnerable to cyber threats. What happens if your wallet is hacked? Will the government replace stolen funds? How will everyday users be protected from scams? These issues must be resolved before a digital dollar could be widely trusted. On the global stage, the digital dollar could reinforce America's economic leadership. The US dollar is already the world's reserve currency. A digital version could make cross-border trade faster, cheaper, and more reliable, strengthening its role. But if the US delays, other nations' digital currencies could take the lead, especially in regions already embracing mobile money. From a consumer standpoint, lower transaction costs could be one of the biggest benefits. Think of the billions of dollars lost every year to card fees, bank charges, and remittance costs. A digital dollar could cut those dramatically. Government payments, from tax refunds to disaster aid, could also become instant. Still, the flip side cannot be ignored. If every dollar is digital, then every transaction is traceable. Could funds be frozen for political reasons? Could spending be restricted based on rules you never agreed to? Could financial freedom erode under the guise of modernization? These are valid questions citizens must ask now before the system is built. It also raises the issue of economic control. Today, the Federal Reserve influences the economy indirectly through interest rates. With a digital dollar, it could act directly, depositing funds into citizens' wallets or pulling money back out if inflation rises. This could make the economy more manageable but also concentrates enormous power in one institution. As of now, the digital dollar remains in the research and testing stage. The Federal Reserve has released discussion papers, and pilot programs may soon follow. A full launch is still uncertain. But what is certain is this: money is changing. Whether through Bitcoin, stablecoins, or central bank currencies, the very nature of how we pay and save is evolving faster than most people realize. The digital dollar could become one of the most significant financial shifts in modern history. It promises faster payments, greater inclusion, and lower costs. But it also raises profound questions about privacy, control, and freedom. Will it make life easier, or will it give governments unprecedented influence over your money? That's the debate we'll all have to engage in as the future unfolds. Thank you for watching News Nexus. If you found this breakdown useful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more deep dives into the stories shaping your world. And tell us in the comments, would you support a digital dollar, or do you see it as a threat to your financial freedom? I look forward to your thoughts. Until next time, stay informed, stay aware, and stay prepared.